You don't see reality as it is. You see reality as your mind allows you to see it. What if your fears, your limits, and even your sense of identity are not facts, but filters? Most people spend their entire lives trying to change the world outside without realizing that the world they experience is being generated from the inside. Today, we're going to decode how the mind constructs reality and how expanding consciousness begins by questioning what feels obvious. You're watching Conscious Code. It's a pleasure to have you here. Take a breath, get comfortable, and let's decode this together. The human brain does not perceive reality directly. It builds a simplified model of reality to survive. Every second, your senses receive millions of bits of information. Light, sound, temperature, movement, internal sensations. But your conscious awareness can process only a tiny fraction of that. So the brain does something extraordinary. It deletes what it considers irrelevant. It distorts what doesn't fit expectations, and it generalizes patterns to save energy. This is not a flaw, it's a survival mechanism. But here's the problem. We forget that what we experience is not reality itself, but a mental representation of it. Some philosophers and psychologists call this a reality tunnel. A reality tunnel is the unique mental world you live inside. It is shaped by your biology, your culture, your language, your childhood experiences, your traumas, and your beliefs. A classic metaphor explains this well. Imagine several people touching an elephant in a dark room. One touches the trunk and says, "It's a snake." Another touches the leg and says, "It's a tree." Another touches the ear and says, "It's a fan." None of them are lying, but none of them are seeing the whole. We do the same with reality. The real danger begins when beliefs stop being tools and start becoming identities. A belief says, "This might be true." A dogma says, "This must be true." An identity says, "This is who I am." Once a belief becomes identity, the mind no longer explores reality, it defends it. At this point, perception becomes selective. You notice what confirms your worldview and ignore what threatens it. This is called confirmation bias, and it silently shapes your life. When you believe the world is hostile, your nervous system stays in defense mode. When you believe change is impossible, your attention filters out opportunity. This is not mysticism, it's neuroscience. Your brain is a prediction machine. It predicts what will happen next based on past experiences. Then it reacts as if the prediction were reality. Over time, inner models become external experiences, not because the universe is punishing or rewarding you, but because perception guides behavior, and behavior shapes outcomes. Expanding consciousness does not mean adopting new beliefs. It means loosening your grip on the ones you think are absolute. Whenever you feel completely certain about something, pause. Ask yourself, what else could be true? This question interrupts automatic perception. It creates space. And space is where awareness grows. You don't need to reject reality. You need to see that there is always more than one way to interpret it. You are not here to escape reality. You are here to understand how you participate in creating it. The mind is not the enemy, but it must be understood. This channel exists to decode the hidden patterns that shape perception, behavior, and experience. This is Conscious Code.